We got to bring some, what they call them, I'm not going to say it over there. They call them fun boys. They'll say we got to have some fun boys in the section for Busta.
Let's go here. Like, I don't want to go to this gay event. Like, we could go to this club. This is more popping. You know what I'm saying? Plus, Busta invited us in the section. You don't miss out on an opportunity like that. You know what I'm saying?
So Busta Rhymes' baby mama is out here spilling all the tea about all the little secret escapades he used to have with multiple men in their bed, and honey, she is not holding back. Who knew Busta liked to get some of that sweet, sweet man-on-man action while acting all tough outside-o. But it gets even worse. Apparently Busta and Diddy have been out here sharing Vaseline and baby oil and getting freaky together. Want to know what else they also share in common? Their love for those fine young men in the industry.
Tell nobody not to say this, not to say that, when he has the right to say what he want to say. And I guess that's why people coming out on Busta Rhymes saying he's zesty now, because he made comments like that.
Woo, guys, as crazy as it all sounds, Busta's bedroom preferences have not exactly been a secret, which is allegedly why he tries so hard to act like he's a tough big guy with women. So is Busta Rhymes one of the DL men in the industry, and is there really freak-off footage of him and Diddy sitting in a file somewhere? Let's get into.
Shout out to Wendy Williams, the first woman to uncover the homo thug.
So we all know Busta Rhymes is one of the most toxic men in hip-hop when it comes to how he deals with women, right? Don't take my word for it. Wait till you hear from Busta's baby mama as she spills all the tea about how he treated her and how he gets down with other men in the bedroom. Busta met his first baby mama, Joanne Wood, in high school. At the time, Joanne and Busta couldn't have been more different. She was a shy, quiet girl from a middle-class family, while Busta was a wannabe rapper from Brooklyn and a member of some weird group called the 5% Nation. Despite their differences, they started dating and didn't waste time before moving in together. However, Joanne later told the New York Post that her relationship with Busta was toxic from the start. Their differences weren't just in their upbringing. They fought over things like who left the toilet seat up and why the toothpaste cap was removed. She explained, "He's a Taurus, he's a real arrogant person, he has a problem with everything, but on the other hand, he's soft-hearted." Meanwhile, Busta's career was taking off, and he was making waves as part of the rap group Leaders of the New School. The group later disbanded in the early 1990s, and Busta went solo in 1993. Joanne went into premature labor at 5 months pregnant and gave birth to a baby boy. Sadly, the boy passed away after only a few hours. Busta and Joanne tried again, and by 1994, they welcomed their son to Zia. Busta's career kept growing, and by this time, he had his own record label, Flip Mode, and imprint of Elektra Records. His albums were doing well, selling thousands of copies, and he was on the road a lot. However, Joanne never joined him on the road, choosing to stay home with their kid. Instead, she also never went to industry events with him or got herself involved in the celebrity side of his life. It wasn't just because she was a homebody, though their relationship had started going sour, and everything went south in 1997 when a gossip website reported that Joanne caught Busta in bed with another woman. Joanne reportedly went ballistic on Busta, damaging his car and ripping out several locks off his head. You would think this would be a good time to call it a day, but they continued seeing each other on and off. Joanne later reported that Busta had asked for her hand in marriage 3 different times, and she said yes each time, but they never went through with it. According to Joanne, she was never worried about Busta busting inside other women. She said, "If he was, I didn't know about it. But I can't be naive to the fact that stuff was probably happening." A lot of people felt like Joanne didn't want to come out and say it outright, but she probably already suspected that Busta was more into men. Still, they went on to have 2 more sons together named Tiki and Trillion. The whole time Busta was openly cheating on her with other women. In 1999, Busta was confirmed as the father of a baby girl named Mariah after her mother Jill Miskelly sued his behind for child support. That same year, he welcomed another daughter called Casey with a woman named Rhonda. Eventually, Joanne had enough of Busta's cheating, and she decided to end things. Oh, but Busta wasn't about to let her go just like that. They dragged each other to court, starting a bitter custody battle. Busta, the serial cheating, always on the road serial baby daddy, wanted to have full custody of their 3 kids, mind you. He also had court cases with his other baby mamas over unpaid child support. His argument was that Joanne had started seeing a woman, and her quote-unquote lifestyle was terrible for the kids. That's it. That was literally the only thing he could pull against her. He alleged that one of his sons walked into Joan's bedroom at some point and saw her and her new girlfriend doing mummy and mummy business. In response, Joan's lawyer asked where else she was supposed to do stuff like that if not the bedroom. For whatever reason, the court sided with Busta and granted him full custody, giving her visitation rights twice a week and every other weekend. And get this, Busta got full custody. But he wasn't even going to be with the kids since he was always away on tour. Instead, the kids were ordered to live with his mother in New York. Joanne felt really hurt by the decision, especially because Busta was basically using the kids to get back at her because she left him to go be with a woman. What was the point of him working so hard to get full custody when he wouldn't even be with the kids anyway, she said. He's a great father when it comes to sitting down and talking to the kids, and we can agree on certain things, but I have to say this fighting me because your ego is hurt. You're not hurting me. He's hurting the kids. She also accused Joan's mom of talking smack about her in front of the kids. She said, "My kids can repeat verbatim what she says about me, especially my oldest one. Oh, I'm a gold digger. I'm money hungry. I'm a gun. I'm a lesbian B, you name it. She has called me everything." According to sources, Busta was angry while promoting his 7th studio album, The Big Bang, and he dissed Joanne during an interview with the New York radio station. He said, "No more child support check for you broad worthless baby mother. Talking about the mother of your children like that is nasty work." But at this point, Joanne had had enough of Busta's antics, and she made it clear that she wasn't going to sit back and allow him to keep throwing dirt on her name when he had so many skeletons in his closet. Word on the street is that Joanne had receipts about Busta's weird bedroom preferences, and she knew all the freaky things he liked to do with men, especially young men. Now, the rumors about Busta Rhymes being into fun boys aren't exactly new. It's been an open secret in the industry for decades, and when Wendy Williams tried to expose him back, then he shut her down. As y'all know, Wendy was one of the few people who had the guts to expose these DL men who were using their toxic masculinity to cover up their real identities. When she exposed Diddy, for example, he didn't just shut down the rumors, he made calls to get her fired and tried to ruin her career. However, Wendy always believed that Busta was one of the DL men in the industry and that he had links to Diddy's shady affair with men.
Hear about stories of Diddy like shooting people, blowing up cars. Is he this gangster that behind the scenes that is that him or is that
Shout out to Wendy Williams, the first woman to uncover the homo thugs. That's what these down low was called when Wendy first started talking about it in the 90s, the homo thug. She talking about Diddy.
And then what's the stuff that's happening with Wendy Williams? Do you think this is all connection too?
Of course. They've been waiting. He's been waiting. He was waiting for Kim. Remember? He was waiting. The casket was ready. She was literally casket ready.
Fast forward a few years, and Wendy got vindicated when other men started coming forward with their stories of Busta partying with them and taking them to Pound Town. One of the men who exposed Busta was Orlando Brown. A few years back, Orlando went viral after he dropped this crazy list of men he had supposedly slept with in the industry. And who was on that list? Diddy and Busta Rhymes.
We made love. We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you see Busta in the airport too. Never from China, like he didn't know you. You smashed Drake?
No, I never smashed.
Oh, you made love to Drake.
And Cat Williams. What's his name?
Bro, you smashing a lot of people.
What's that nigga name? Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard. Usher. Usher's a gusher. And,
What the? Why you not naming no hoes?
I'm telling you, bro. It's my dad's friends. My dad sent his baddest friends on me.
Who's your dad?
Lucifer.
But if you don't believe Orlando, wait till you hear from Busta's former bodyguard, Big Homie CC, who called him a super zest monster. According to Big Homie, all the clubs Busta goes to already know that if you want him to spend his coins there, you have to make sure all the finest men are in his section.
And I guess that's why people coming out on Busta Rhymes saying he's zesty now, because he made comments like that. But not one time, you know, did he speak on his relationship with Diddy? Has he been to the Diddy party? Has he been to the after party? Did he say, well, I've never been to an after party, so y'all gotta wait to speak on.
He talked about one incident when he, his model friend, and a lawyer guy were at the same club Busta was. According to Big Homie, the moment Busta set eyes on the lawyer, he damn near started drooling. He started thirsting after the guy, begging him to come to his section. Busta allegedly didn't give up until the guy gave in and went to his section, partying with him for the whole night.
Yeah. Super zest monster. For sure, bro. That's my thing, bro. Like, this been common knowledge, though. Like, all my promoter homies would always say, yeah, you know, we gotta bring some, we gotta bring some, what they call them, I'm not gonna say it on here. They call them, fun boys. They'll say, we gotta have some fun boys in the section for Busta.
Big Homie also talked about how sus it is that Busta is always getting angry with women when they fangirl around him, but he doesn't have the same energy for men.
Bro, on my soul, I'm out with a group of people. At this time, I was with Don Benjamin. You familiar with him?
No, never heard of him.
Model dude, like a model guy. He be doing like some rapping and stuff. His name Don Benjamin. I'm out with Don Benjamin, and the club we ended up going to, Busta Rhymes in there. So it was this little lawyer guy that was with us. And the little lawyer guy we was with, you know, he was a gay dude, super cool, feel me, good guy. Bro, Busta Rhymes wanted him in his section so bad. Like, what? Pulled him to the section, like through the rope, and tucked him off in the corner. So I'm looking like, well, he ain't come with us. But I know he was in the little group. So if I go out with somebody, like a group of people, I try to make sure everybody get there together and leave together. No, he stayed with them. He stayed in there with them, bro. For sure, bro. You ain't never heard about this before, have you? Bro, this common knowledge, bro. Like, if you in the mix, bro. If you in the mix, like I've been in the mix, you know this, bro.
And you know what, he's not lying. Busta has been spotted many times being aggressive with female fans for the dumbest reasons. It's like he can't stand women or something. Just when you think it can't get shadier, a YouTuber named Tripper spilled some spicy tea about how he ran into Busta Rhymes when he was returning from a Halloween party with his friend. The moment Busta locked eyes with him, he started acting down bad.
You notice, like, there's countless videos of Busta Rhymes getting mad at females for just being girls. This girl touched him one time, he go crazy, throw a drink on her and everything. See what I'm saying? Like, what? Why you getting mad at females? You go to these guys, they in the club, go to their section. It's all men in the section. That ain't weird to nobody. I'm going to the bar. Sorry.
According to the guy, Busta gripped his hands and asked if he wanted to party with him in his section. The guy was excited because he thought this was an innocent invite. And who wouldn't be excited when their favorite artist wants to hang out with them? The only thing that saved him that day was the fact that his friend didn't feel the same way about partying with Busta. Or else who knows what might have happened if Busta managed to get him to the section.
New York City, you know, going to a club. It was Halloween weekend, you know, everybody was out. And it was this party we was going to, me, my boy, and his friend that had came in from Detroit. Friend that had came in from Detroit. And I'm walking across the street and Busta Rhymes just grabbed my hand. And he holding my hand. Now I ain't know it was Busta at first. You know, Busta Rhymes tall. I'm sure I came up to about right here. So the first thing I noticed was this big ass flip mode chain that was blinding me. So I look at the chain and I'm like, and I look up, I'm like, oh, what's up, Busta? What's up?
Oh, but there's more. Another time, Busta was reportedly spotted in a gay neighborhood around 4 a.m. walking with a trans model. He and his trans girlfriend were allegedly returning from a gay pride event. When they were spotted, according to reports, Busta was allegedly just casually strolling around the neighborhood, and you could tell he knew his way around. And then there's the fact that Busta's former female partners have all talked about how he's terrible at pleasing women. He reportedly doesn't know how to make women scream or cream. In 2006, Karen Steffens released her book Confessions of a Video Vixen, and she revealed that while Busta's meat was as meaty as they come, he didn't know how to use it to get a woman right. Mind you, Busta is always trying really hard to portray himself as a tough guy. Publicly making homophobic comments and acting like being gay is the worst thing that could happen to a person. Remember one time in 2006 when Busta made headlines for blasting a male fan with homophobic slurs. According to the New York Post, all the guy did was walk up to Busta and tap him on the shoulder to show love and congratulate him on his comeback. Next thing you know, Busta was wilding out, snapping at everyone and saying he hates fat. In 2007, when Busta was asked what his thoughts on homophobia were, he made it clear that he was 100% with it. He said that because of his cultural beliefs, he doesn't condone homosexuality. When he was pressed even further and asked if he thought the rap world would ever embrace gay rapper, he didn't even bother to answer. He just stood up and left. I know he hates to see Lil Nas coming. At this point, Busta's closet is glass. The only thing that keeps shocking fans is the lengths he's willing to go to hide his true nature. But what are your thoughts on Busta supposedly hiding his true identity? And do you think he has any links to Diddy's Freak Off World? Comment down below and stick around for more juicy stories.
Now he held my hand the whole time. I'm like, what's up, man? He like, what you doing? And I was like, oh, me and my people, we about to go to this club around the corner. What's up, man? You know, and then I noticed throughout my peripheral vision, the side eye, this big bodyguard in black. Just standing there, you know, looking around, you know, looked at me, you know, still looking around. Meanwhile, Busta still got my hand in his hand. And he says, you know, I'm about to go in this club. You know, we got a section. You know, you can come in with me if you want. And I'm like, word, for real? Like, that's what's up. Like, he was like, yeah. I was like, well, I gotta, you know, tell my people. I was like, I come in, you know what I'm saying? He was like, okay, just let me know, you know, tell them that you coming in there to meet with me and come on up. And I was like, bet. So, of course, I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? Busta Rhymes is one of my favorite artists of all time. And back then I was really on my rap-ish, trying to get on. And I mean, what better way to network? Busta just invited me up to a section. So I'm excited, you know, but I still kept it cool. You know, I ain't no groupie. So I walk away and I tell my dude, you know, I was like, you know who that was? He was like, yeah, I know who it is.